Yo, what's going on, my fellow Avengers Squad members? Lejeune here, and I'm back with another video. Now, as you guys see, today's video will be more of a different type of video. I will be giving my feedback on how I feel about the Hulk and the things that they can improve on him, and some things that works for him already. Now, before we get into the video, if you guys go to enjoy it, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell as well, so you can never miss a video and my streams, and most importantly, hit that like button. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video. Now, since this is a feedback video, I want you guys to put your feedback when it comes to the Hulk in the comments below. You know, put things that you liked about him, some things that need improvements about him. So hopefully if a dev comes across this video, they can get all our feedback. And so when the game fully releases, we can get a fully fleshed out Hulk that we all know and love. Now, the first thing we're going to be talking about is his traversal in game. Now, we're going to be talking about his sprinting at first thing because, you know, that's one of the main things about the Hulk is sprinting, and we're going to talk about his jumping next. But if you're playing as Hulk in the beta, in the PS4 beta, or the beta that's coming this week, you will know that the way that Hulk sprints in the game is pretty slow. And for the Hulk games that we gotten before, Hulk is, you know, he's more of a sprinter. He at least can keep up, you know, the pace when he's running or sprinting. But in this game, he feels kind of slow for some reason to me. And I feel like it has to do something with his body type because, you know, Hulk is a brawler type of build. So I feel like that has something to play into it. So that's possibly the reason why he feels like that. But, you know, if you feel like he feels slow to me, if he feels slow to you, put a 1 in the comments, I guess you could say. But hopefully they can improve on his sprinting a little bit. Now, we don't have to have the sprinting and his jumping like it was like in the 2003 Hulk or the other Hulk games where he was sprinting, like he was sprinting, like he was gone. Especially with his jumping and all, like they don't have to do that because it wouldn't really fit the game, especially how these Warzone maps are constructed. I feel like Hulk would probably just be he will be just doing way too much, and he'll probably be like over jumping objectives, you know, trying to get places and everything. So I feel like he'll probably be overdoing it. But you know, the sprinting can see a little bit of improvement. Same goes for the jumping. Now, as you know, with jumping in the game for Hulk, you feel that satisfaction of being the Hulk. You know, you see the momentum boost you get and everything. But I feel like the height you jump at is kind of, you know, low compared to what we really are used to in games. And I feel like, you know, that's something we probably got to get used to. But I feel like it's a little bit low because when you're jumping, like when you see the for example with the pose, like the pose on that one of the maps, I forgot the name of it, but like the highs you're jumping like to the pose, like you're barely passing the pose when you're jumping. Now for Hulk, I feel like he should jump a little bit more higher and catch a little more air than that, in my opinion. And the same can go as far as he could jump too, because of course when you're gaining momentum as Hulk, you're supposed to be jumping further and everything. But I feel like the far, like they have it in game, like the far as you could jump, I feel like that needs to be you know, stretched out a little bit more so it could catch more distance. So, you know, that could be a good thing and bad thing as well, because if you're trying to get to an objective, you know, if it's a wider open, you know, scale map for Hulk, you know, that way he could really like go loose on, it's good for him. But if he's in like closer tight spaces when he's in buildings and everything, I can see that may be a problem, because you'll probably just be jumping straight over to the wall, and you probably, you know, of course you're going to go somewhere, but you're going to be stuck, you know, just jumping and hitting the wall and everything. So I can see how that's going to play some effect onto it. But that's how I feel about the traversal when it comes to Hulk. Now, the next thing I'm going to get onto is the combat. Now, there's only one thing that I feel like, well, no, it's two things actually, because it has another thing with his heroic ability. But when it comes to his combat, with this one thing that I feel like should really be tuned up on is when he's grabbing enemies. Now, everyone that's played as Hulk, and the future people that's going to play as Hulk in the beta, you're going to see the struggle of trying to grab enemies. Now, you know, with grabbing enemies, and I like it. I like the animations and the fact that you can do multiple things when you're grabbing enemies. You know, you can grab 2 enemies. You can do like a real dope heavy combo and a light combo attacks and everything. But the thing is, I have a problem with this. You can get hit by just a regular beam and you can drop the enemies. And of course, you know, the way they have it in the game, you cannot just pick enemies up like anytime you want to. Of course, enemies in this game, they're going to dodge it, and sometimes they're not going to have no effect on them if you try to grab them, and that is a problem. If you can grab it, it's really cool, but the fact that you can lose them so easily when you're grabbing them, that's just, it just kind of wastes the opportunity of you trying to try something new. And especially when that you can have all the status effect with using the grappling when grabbing two enemies is really, really dope. And I just feel like they need to work on that, at least add some resistance when you have enemies grabbed, so you don't lose them so easily like you can when, if you just get hit by one simple beam. You know, it doesn't really fit that satisfaction as playing as the Hulk. And that's one thing I feel like they need to work on with that one, because of course there's nothing wrong with grabbing enemies part and slinging them around and just fighting with them. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's pretty dope. But the fact that you can lose them so easily is the problem that I really, 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 do not like. Now, the next thing we're going to be talking about is his heroic ability, well, his assault heroic ability, which is called Stranglehold. Now, this is the ability where you charge up, you basically become a battling ram, and you charge in, and if an enemy's in your path, you grab them, and you slam them on the ground, causing a huge area effect if some enemies are around you. Now, the problem I've been having with this move is that when I'm charging it up, if you hold it, you charge it up, you do more damage, and it's longer. I guess you can travel a longer distance with it. But the thing I'm having a problem with sometimes when I'm using this move is when I'm seeing a whole bunch of enemies grouped up together, and I'm popping the move and getting ready to do it. When I'm charging at them, for some odd reason, sometimes it does not grab an enemy at all, and of course I still get the damage off from when he do the slam after the ability is over, but the fact that I'm charging through enemies and I didn't even grab not each single one, it's pretty disturbing. It's because the ability effect is cool and everything, but the fact that I did not grab nobody when I'm going through a pile of enemies, that's pretty weird, I have to say. I don't know how that works. Of course, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not pretty sure. It's a bug of some sort that will probably, excuse me, I had to burp. That will probably get fixed, soon. But that's another thing I've been having a problem with when it comes to his abilities. When it comes to his heroic assault ability. Now, there's nothing wrong with Bone Shaker. Bone Shaker, it works perfectly. It works as intended. So I have nothing wrong with that. But before we go on to what works for him, I want to let you guys know this. This was just confirmed like a few minutes ago as I'm recording this video. They have a new Reddit for the Avengers on Reddit. Like, it's a brand new one that is official Reddit for Marvel's Avengers, and I posted on there about the damage numbers. As I stated in my review, when you're using some abilities and you're doing regular combo attacks and everything, you don't see your damage numbers. And Philippe Darian, he is the Warzone director. He stated in my comment section that he's aware of this bug and they are right on it. It's gonna get fixed immediately. Now, it's not confirmed that it would. He said it probably won't be in this week's beta. With the PlayStation open beta and the Xbox and PC beta, but it'll probably make it in the next one. Or if it doesn't make it in the next one, it'll be fully fixed in the release of the game. So that's a good thing. We got our damage numbers now. We can see how much damage we're doing and everything. So that's pretty cool, and I really like that. But yeah, we're finna get onto the things that I did like about Hulk. Then we're going to end off today's video. Okay, so this is the part of the video where we're going to be talking about what works for Hulk that I've noticed in the beta so far. We're going to be talking about his light combo attacks and his heavy combos. Now, of course, with the light combos attacks, you do 3 powerful hits and you end it off with a powerful hit that sends enemies flying. Now, this really works really well. Now, of course, it doesn't send enemies flying every time. Same could be said for the heavy combo finisher, because of course, it will probably be broken just to send people flying around and everything. Now, I know it's the Hulk, and people were like, why wouldn't you want to be sending people flying and everything? It'll probably like throw it off people, when it comes to trying to do combos and everything. But the effectiveness with the heavy combos and the light combos are really dope. And it even works on Dreadbots, because I send Dreadbots flying a little bit as well. So that's pretty dope. I like the fact that you can the enemies that get hit by, they will flinch and take that damage and go flying even when they get hit by the Hulk. So that's pretty dope. And another thing that I liked about him is his rage, intrinsic ability. The fact that you could just activate it, and you can, if you're taking damage, it fills it up, and if you're doing damage, it fills it up as well. So it's pretty cool. And then when you activate it, you deal more damage, and the damage you're taking in, you're gonna get healed, and the damage you're doing, you're gonna get healed as well. So it's pretty cool. I really like that they added that in there, and especially if you get the skill tree, which I wish I should have done. If you spec it out where you get overcharged, then when you overcharge, you do way more damage, and you get healed way more as well. So that's pretty dope, and I like that ability. It's gonna really come in clutch when it comes to the in-game content, especially when you're playing on harder missions and everything. And like I say, his thunderclap is pretty dope. It does a lot of damage, and it really does what it does. It sends people flying, so that's pretty cool. His bone shaker ability is pretty dope. It aggroes all the enemies around you, and it gives you armor and increased damage as well if you got that perk. I mean, the perk from the gear set. And yeah, it's pretty dope. His air combos are dope, you know, since you can only do so much of them in the sky. So it's pretty, you know, what they have for him so far is pretty dope, what you can do. And his ground attacks are dope as well, when you slamming the ground multiple times and doing the shockwave and everything. So I feel like they really, you know, did a good job on that, you know, with his abilities and everything, especially when you're throwing meteors. Well, not meteors, you know, you're throwing like grapple, you know, if you pick up rocks and stuff from the ground and everything. So, you know, some people might say it's repetitive to play as Hulk, but you have 3 things you can really do. You can grab enemies and defeat them, you know, with just grabbing enemies. You can defeat them by doing your heavy and light combo attacks. You can combo those 2 together, and you can just throw stuff at people, to be honest. So, you know, it's stuff you can really do for Hulk. You just got to get really used to him and used to his playstyle. So, you know, that's pretty much, you know, everything I really had to talk about. I did the feedback on the things that need to improve about Hulk, and excuse me, I have to burp again, and the things that works for him. So, you know, I pretty much went over everything. You know, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys, as I stated, you know, make sure you put your feedback below as well. If you played Hulk as Ready from last week's betas for PS4, and the, you know, the betas that's upcoming for this week and next week as well. But yeah, it's Lejeune here. Before we end off today's video, if you guys are not, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss a video and my streams. And most importantly, hit that like button. Now, without further ado, I do have a Discord. It's called Avengers Squad. We go over everything dealing with Marvel's Avengers. So if you guys want to join and want how to join, all you gotta do is click the link below. That's legit all you gotta do. And before we end it off, we have memberships on my channel. If you guys want to know more information about that, the link is below. But I had to give a quick shout out to Francisco Lara, the Drifting Crusader, Ryan Black, Hezzy, Trey Bryant, A Streets, and King Triton. Shout out to y'all for being memberships on the channel. I greatly appreciate it. But yeah, it's Lejeune here, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video as I enjoyed making it. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and have a good day. Peace.